So what are you expecting when the ban on synthetic cannabis comes through?
We're actually getting ready to batten down the hatches here and expecting an influx as people come off, and our women and children need to flee from that.
Alright. So what do you see on a day-to-day basis when it comes to synthetic cannabis?
Nothing positive. We see absolutely nothing positive. We see these men who have been using these synthetics, and they think it's a great idea to use the synthetics because it's not illegal. They use them, and then the next thing, it's the coming down, the constant highs, the negativity, the frightening experience for the family. Wouldn't do anything to actually supply for these guys so that they're high again and in a much more...
In your opinion, does synthetic cannabis cause violence?
What we would say is that if someone uses synthetic cannabis and the come down or the experience of being on it enables them, or they use violence at that point, then what we'd say is never use it again. Otherwise you are making a choice to use violence. So certainly we don't say that anything ever causes domestic violence except for the choice to do those things. Say if you're an alcoholic, then you don't drink if you know you're going to be violent when you drink. Likewise, synthetics as well. What I can tell you is, though, that synthetics seem to have a really high negative effect on families, and certainly when these guys are coming down or don't have the synthetics, their families are experiencing a lot of violence.
So what advice are you giving out to women in this situation?
Well, it's really difficult because, certainly if they're experiencing violence, they can come to the Safe House. They can become a resident of Tauranga Women's Refuge. We talk to them about, we do safety planning with them, and about, quite often women know how to keep violent men as less violent as possible. But the unpredictability of these kinds of synthetics actually means that these women are not able to manage the violence that their partners perpetrate. So we talk to them about what the options are, who they can go to, what they can do, and also talk to them about some of the alternatives to living in that environment long term.
Right. So what are you expecting in coming weeks?
Well, it's actually hard to predict. What we think worst case scenario is that there will be a significant proportion of the population who have been going along using these products, coming off and coming down. And what we expect is there will be heightened violence as the negative effects, the irritability turns into craving, and all of the horrible parts and aspects that we understand happen start to actually build up. So we're kind of thinking that maybe there's going to be this big flood of people. We're a crisis service, we're open 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, so we can't actually do anything but be prepared to accept people if they need help and see what happens. But certainly if there are people who need our support and advice, then we're available 24/7 for that.
So what has been your experience in the past with women and synthetic cannabis? What have they been coming to you with problems around?
Well, like I said earlier, nothing positive. There have been no women who've said, gosh, he's so much better on the synthetics than anything else he's taken. They tell us that these men are very unpredictable. They talk about the huge financial cost that families are having, the fact that they will choose to buy these synthetics for these guys rather than have to cope with the coming down, the negativity. A lot of guys really, really unpredictable, huge mood swings, viciousness, cruelty, lots of really erratic, nasty behaviour that frightens their families.